So I got laid off from my job in 2007, and that day that I walked out of that building was the day that I decided that I'll never ever work for someone again, ever. And so the reason why is because I wanted to stay home with my daughter. I didn't want to take her to a daycare or have her in somebody else's care. I wanted to be there for her so that I didn't miss those memories that somebody else could possibly be creating with her. And so here I am, 13 years later, home-based entrepreneur, full-time. Hi, I'm Lisa Torres from LisaTorresSpeaks.com, and I help online entrepreneurs generate leads and sales on social media.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Sewell, and I work with online marketers to help you stand out online and unlock your full potential so that you can build the business of your dreams.
I'm Adrienne Lloyd, and I help entrepreneurs to find the right systems, processes, and tools and structure to build their business so that they're actually building a lifestyle they love and not just another 40-hour commitment that's going to basically take away from the lifestyle they're actually trying to achieve. The reason I got started in online business is because at a very young age, long before I was 40, I had lost both of my parents. And I realized looking back that all of my best memories, all of my clearest, freshest memories of them are when we were present with one another. We were not at work, not at school. We weren't fighting the daily grind. We were off the grid. We were camping, we were hiking. There wasn't a screen in front of any of us. And those are my freshest memories. And so looking back, everything else kind of faded into the background. And the reason that actually drove me to business is because I was working the corporate grind, putting in a lot of long hours, trying to build a career for a company that was laying people off every 3 years, regardless of how good they were. And I didn't want to be the mom that all my kids could remember was that I worked all the time. And I didn't want to be the mom that was never around, and I wanted to be present with them. And I wanted to give them the richest memory banks ever. And you have to be around for that. And I want to be around more.
So for me, I had worked in the corporate world for 10 plus years, and I loved my job until I had children. And I missed out on so much of my first daughter's life. I wasn't there to do any of the, school field trips. I wasn't around when she was saying some of her first words, taking some of her first steps. And when I became pregnant for the second time, I realized that I couldn't go through missing out on that with another child. And so I started searching for how could I make money from home to replace that income and still have that time freedom to be with my kids, to be there to drop off and pick up and go to the school field trips and make the lunches and not feel like I was missing out on their lives.
The big turning point for me was when I stopped looking at problems as problems and I started looking at problems as gold. Every single problem behind it is a means to innovate. There's some invention required to solve the problem. That's when my business really started turning around.
So honestly, I was desperately searching the internet for a sign or for a training or for something that would show me how to actually find people and market. And ironically enough, I came across Todd and Leah Ray's Twitter course. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is gonna be the answer. This is gonna be the answer. Like, Twitter is gonna be my thing. And I immediately purchased it and started going through it. But what it really did is it showed me a side of marketing that I had never been exposed to. It started to open my eyes to how to actually create content and to build funnels and to really learn how to market to people so that I was attracting my ideal clients and my customers into my business instead of chasing after people that had no interest in it. And so it was that course that brought me into the world of online marketing, and I just kept learning and consuming their content and going on to start building those actual pieces of my own business.
The turning point for me was that very first sale from YouTube, because I realized that, first of all, when I started watching YouTube videos of other online entrepreneurs who were making videos to make sales, I said, well, if they're doing it, so can I, right? And so that was kind of like my aha moment for me, where I said, well, if I'm going to be doing YouTube videos now, I can actually, because I'm reaching people worldwide. And so now I don't have to worry about building locally, I can actually start building globally. And that was like the biggest aha moment for me. So since then, what I've been able to accomplish in life and in business is I was able to learn a whole bunch of different things online, like building funnels, and I learned about autoresponders and putting, systems and processes together. And because of that, I was able to automate my business. I was able to make more money, right, in my sleep. We always hear the term make money in your sleep. I was able to do that, and as a result of that, I was able to leverage systems and tools and processes and all of that kind of stuff, and outsourcing different things that I had no business doing in my business. And because of that, I was able to build a multiple six-figure business. And also, I was able to build my own house, buy a car in cash. So all of these different things, and to just create memories for my family. We go on vacation every, maybe about 3 or 4 times a year. And so because of the internet and because of leveraging tools and systems, that's what it can do for your online business and you and your family's life.
So now I am 100% from home, so I feel like I've reached that complete financial and time freedom. I have built out my own courses, my own coaching programs, and I am able to have that lifestyle that I always wanted with my kids. I'm able to be there every single morning with them and every day after school and build my business in my own time that works for our family, which has just been such a blessing to be home, to be free, and to know that now I have the skills to be basically recession-proof for the rest of my life, because I know how to create money, and I know how to create products, and I know how to serve people and sell to people and really truly market.
What I've been able to accomplish in my life because of running an online business goes beyond anything I ever could have originally anticipated when I was on the outside looking in and considering starting. And it's ranged from changing the way I think to changing the way I act and changing my bank account, to be honest. But one of the biggest accomplishments to me is that I found a new sense of confidence and belief in myself, that I can accomplish great things, that I'm capable of learning things I never thought I could, and really to just enjoy the journey, because every single step of this journey has taught me something amazing, and I'm honestly just a different person because of it. I feel like I'm a better person because of it, and I'm more likely to have a self-awareness that causes me to look in and question the ways I need to change, rather than looking out at, the victim mentality is gone, right? I stopped looking at the world as having done something to me and look more at how can I learn, how can I change, how can I grow? So that's one of the biggest things. But I would say additionally, it's had a big financial impact on my family, and to just have something extra and to not have it even filter into the family's budget, but to be an extra side thing that's completely separate, that I know it's a fallback. And the combination of the confidence and having this fallback. A great example is this past year I was laid off from my corporate job, and to the Adrienne of 5 years ago, I would have been petrified, like absolutely terrified. But instead, I was actually kind of excited. I got to take some time off. I had the best summer of my life, and it was really interesting to see, my corporate contacts absolutely baffled as to why I wasn't terrified. Like just to see the looks on their faces when I was smiling as I walked out the door. And they just couldn't understand why, and I would never change it. Like, I felt good leaving, and it was a very positive thing for me. And so just to have that level of confidence and security, I never even could have imagined that 5 years ago.
So one of the things that I heard along the way in my journey was your success is a tweak away. And that was like, once I heard that, that was it for me. Because I knew then that whatever mistakes that I was making was okay. They just needed to be tweaked in order for me to get from where I am now to where I really want to be, right? And so how do you start tweaking stuff? You get coaching, you buy courses, you start looking at the things that you're actually doing in your business that may not be working, and you try to figure out, how can I tweak them, that one little tweak, right? How can I tweak them to make them better? And then you start growing and growing and growing from there.
I guess the most motivational piece of advice I can give is, I know in the beginning when you're either on the outside looking in and looking to get started, or you're brand new or kind of emerging, it's really, really easy for fear to trip you up and to get in the way and to prevent you from taking action at all. And I would just encourage you by saying, imperfect action and done is better than perfect and never done. It's never going to be perfect. And in fact, the only way to succeed is to fail. Like, you have to fail thousands of times to succeed 100. But, you stop looking at failure as failure, and you start looking at failure as learning moments, as aha moments, as mind shifts, and failure stops being a negative thing, and it just starts being this amazing growth journey that if fear of failure is holding you back, or really fear of any kind, just get in there, just take action, and let it be messy. Let it be messy, because that's when you're going to feel the most alive you've ever felt.
So I think the biggest thing that's holding us back from creating the dream life that we truly want is just the stories that we're telling ourselves in here. And when you can push through those stories, when you can work with a mentor or a coach who can really help you unlock that potential, who can help teach you that all of those limitations and those limiting beliefs that you've programmed into your life from your childhood, they are just stories. And you can truly create your dream life if you put your mind to it, you put the work in, and you learn the skills, and you just keep going.